Hey y'all, welcome back to episode 2 of the Council. Now we're gonna do confrontations. It's a bulk recording, same shirt, that's why. Anyways, confrontations. During a confrontation, you have to go through several steps while being as persuasive as possible. Confrontations have consequences, so use whatever you can to have it go the way that you want it to, which probably means multiple playthroughs. Each confrontation displays an interface showing how much the person you are talking to is convinced. I wish I could see that interface. Is it that top one right there? Is that what that is?
Thank you, my son. I'll bear that in mind. I'd rather deal with her directly. Don't take it personally. Would you happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
So I have a blunder. I don't know why. I guess it's just automatic. Never mind, give me your letter. Yes, she's been here for several weeks now.
Certainly, Your Eminence. Mother got here some time ago. I was hoping to find her when I arrived, but given the hour, she must be asleep by now.
Right. I shall see her tomorrow, then.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
Ah, if you only knew, my son. I hold your mother in the highest regard. She has rendered great service to the church, and her help is invaluable. I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
If only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as such. If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I will not mind if she does so.
That is very commendable. But since we work together on a daily basis, it's surely just an oversight.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
So I didn't realize that. That's not a blunder. It's just letting you know we're on number 2. Like the last sound I heard was to prompt me we're at number 1. Okay, so I can mess up 3 times. I guess that would be a defeat. So I just need to be successful one more time, maybe? I don't know. Should we be honest? We are members of the Golden Order, professional secrets. Professional secret, sorry. Huh. It's interesting. In the story, my mama, Sarah, raised me to be this sort of person to take over the order, the Golden Order. However, I have no tact. I mean, because I didn't pick that up, right? I didn't go diplomacy. So I'm just like, despite me not having the tact, you would think she would have instilled that in me automatically, right? Because I'm just going to be like, we're from the Golden Order. You might have heard of it. Secret societies, the occult. And I don't want to go professional secret, sorry. I feel like I shouldn't have... Originally, I should have just told them why I was here and just asked for my mother's whereabouts. So I'm going to go ahead and we are the members of the Golden Order, but is there a way to use stuff here? Oh. But I mean, I don't have anything. Displays immunities. Cures negative. Use skill. Skill used for free. Well, I don't know if I have a skill available to me, but I'm just gonna come clean.
My mother and I belong to the same secret organization, the Golden Order, which I joined a few years ago.
Yeah, just tell me the truth.
Mother trained me, and I assist in her research. In other words, you can trust me.
My child, you are telling a perfect stranger that you and your mother work for a secret society.
What's up with that gnarly hand tattoo?
It would seem that discretion is not one of your specialities, my son. You will understand that it does not encourage me to put my trust in you.
Oh, no.
All the same, it bothers me to see you in a quandary, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution? Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave your envelope with me, and I'll give it to her as soon as I see her.
I hesitate.
Rightfully so.
Up till now, we have always dealt with her in person, and that has always been successful. Do you think I should give it to you?
Oh, we got a thing. We got a prompt. Yes, I'll give it to her. You can count on me. Now let's do the prompt.
Only you know that, Your Eminence. If you're asking me if you can trust me, or if I can keep a secret, I would answer yes. Absolutely.
I understand.
Oh, okay, my bad. I didn't know you could do that. So I could hit enter and actually look at them. Questioning. That's his vulnerability. She's immune to logic, He's vulnerable, so don't use logic on Hillsborough. She'll out-logic you, I suppose. But for Giuseppe, he is good to get. You can use questioning against him. Okay. Oh, this makes it easier for syncing videos as well. Just hit enter.
In truth, it all depends on the nature of the contents of your letter.
It is a list of names.
This list must be of extreme importance.
Ah, if only you knew. It's a list of people that your mother must help. Listen to me, my child. If I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother will read it?
Confrontation, last step. For the last step of the confrontation, you must convince the person you are talking to give a positive answer. So leading up to that point, you can blunder for as many blunders as they allow, but the final one, you must be successful. If you give a bad answer, the step will repeat itself until either of you give the right one, or if you have no blunders left. Oh, so you can... Okay, so you kind of want to save your blunders for the last one, because you keep going. Interesting. I wonder how many dialogue options, or how much story did they write out for this instance. Anyways, can I hold enter to validate? No, I cannot. Okay. Before God, that no one other than your mother will read it. I don't believe in God. I wish I had that. No, okay, no worries.
I swear by the Almighty God to honor the promise that no one but my mother shall cast her gaze upon your letter.
Good. Listen, let's stop there. I'm going to tell you a secret, Monsieur Derice. Your mother and I are organizing the escape of a large number of French priests who face a massacre organized by the accursed Republican tribunals. The church is literally being bled like a beast. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine. She has made the services of your order available to us by organizing the priests' safe passage across the borders. Even if she does not share all our convictions, she always provided assistance. Young man, you can be proud to be her son. Be it only for her sake. Always respect your name. Here, the letter I spoke of. It includes a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to tell Sarah when you see her that time is short.
Well played. I'll decide later when I'm alone whether to look at what it contains.
Hidden elements. Many clues and items are hidden. Some of them you'll have an impact on your adventure, so do not hesitate to look for them. Sure, yeah. The MO of every game. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's sealed. Okay, well, I mean, if I'm giving it to my mom, I'll see what it is when I'll open it in my room, right? It's like I'll open it right now. Ooh, what is it? Ooh, what's this? He's like, oh, this was a mistake. You swore by God. Does this lead me back? Okay, I think it does. Okay. Wait, does it? I don't know. What's the cue here? What's going on? What am I being prompted to do?
Lord Mortimer certainly has a taste for staging rooms. Saturn devouring his son. Good God, how awful. Everything in this painting is disturbing. It's the first time I've seen brushstrokes like this.
Truly. You were raised to be the man to assume the order, but it's your first time watching art, is it? Watching art? Looking at art? Man, their conversation's going on a while.
Blind Oedipus. Blinded himself. What a tragic destiny.
Devil's Thorn. Devil's Thorn grants you the exalted state. You temporarily see the immunities and vulnerabilities affecting a dialogue choice in a conversation. You cannot carry more than 5. Press 3 to use.
Devil's Thorn. Fall of the Damned by Rubens. The man who cannot achieve the salvation of God the Father is offered to fall into the depths of the abyss.
Where'd you learn that? University of San Diego? Okay, I'm making fun of... The reason why I keep mentioning American cities or states is because his accent is not Parisian, and I know, again, maybe it was a directorial choice, and they were like, hey, don't give him an accent, because I don't know why, maybe they won't like it or something, but it's just, it doesn't feel right. Like, clearly he can say the names properly, why not just, anyways, off my high horse.
Lives of the Noble Greeks and Romans by Plutarch, a biography of the great men.
Shoot. Take the book. Just take it, damn it. I can't read it here, because I can't read. Damn this illiteracy.
I thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
It's
Easy.
the least one can say. I've been longing for a warm fire for ages.
Wasn't a
Since
euphemism.
I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis, come join us. Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence, Cardinal Piaggi. He joins us straight from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simpler.
George Washington, President of the United States of America.
Delighted at last to make your acquaintance, Mr. President.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President. Louis Moras de Richet. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet, and you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper crust.
And I noticed you were already getting to know His Eminence at the entrance. It's the perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you'll forgive my indiscretion?
At the risk of disappointing you, we weren't conspiring in our corner, sir. His Eminence was simply telling me that he knew my mother and how much he held her in high esteem.
It so happens that Monsieur de Richet's mother is to join us.
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits, unmentionable secrets, or even money matters. But you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people scheming left and right around here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Holm, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Richet, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
Oh, shit. Shit. Oh, merde. Merde. Let's be honest.
Lord Mortimer asked me to drop everything
truth
and
will
come
set you
find
free.
my mother, who seems to have disappeared during her stay here. I took the first boat, and here I am.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be, sir. It's not your fault.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Ooh, click it. Oh. Oh, but there's also the mouth thing.
Good Lord. Washington is wearing the emblem of the Grand Master of the Golden Order. It's the highest distinction of the order in the United States. It puts him on par with my mother. He must really know his stuff when it comes to the occult.
Good evening, my friends.
Holy shit. That's the man for my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apologies.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up? Great start. Do you know that man?
Sir Gregory Holm, an English aristocrat, very influential. He's also close to Lord Mortimer. so don't be surprised if he acts like he's at home.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I have already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Please feel at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision.
Not timed. Good. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. So it looks like... Huh. Also, I feel like I should have checked upstairs. I didn't check upstairs, and I don't know if it would have looped me into their conversation anyway, but it kind of sucks that there was stuff upstairs that I didn't get to check, because now I'm locked into this. Let's see. I can go ahead and learn about Holmes, who knows about my mother, and probably get better information with who I'm dealing with, and the person who had sent me the invitation in the first place. Or I can listen to... I can say and listen to Washington, General Washington, President Washington. Let's see. What shall I do? What shall I do? Look at how they just stare at me. Imagine if you had this much time in real life to decide things. I was buying a car, I was buying a car or loaning a car like last week, and I wish they had this much time to be like, did you want to sign here? What kind of car did you want? Da 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 da. And you're just like, what do I choose? I'm gonna choose stay and listen to Washington. Mr. Washington, man. My dear first president. Controversial first president. 3/4 compromise first president. Because my thing is, if I go ahead and... No, let's learn about the Golden Order, because first off, I don't know anything about the Golden Order, and I'm in it. So let's learn about it.
Let's see what Washington has to say.
Sir, if you don't mind, I shall stay here.
Do exactly as you please, young man.
Louis, thank you for staying. Just like you, when I arrived this morning, I found out that Sarah had gone missing. I know your mother well.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, I want to check this out. In terms of their weaknesses and stuff, that can come in handy. So, to be discovered. I haven't discovered anything yet. So, George Washington is the founding father and the first president of these United States. Washington shared his belief between military and political success very early on. He was introduced by Sarah de Richet into upper circles of the influential secret order from France, the Golden Order. He later took the helm of the American branch. Tired of politics, he wanted to retire to his property in Virginia, but that was without taking into account Lord Mortimer, who encouraged him to come out of retirement. On the advice of his friend, he ran for a successful second term and was successful. Invited by Mortimer to his island, Washington likes to attend such social gatherings incognito. It's incognito, I know. Also, the servant's on here? He's important? Okay, cool. All of Mortimer's servants wear a mask because they practice proper social distancing. It is a recurring subject of conversation among the guests, no matter who knows the true reason. Oh, we know. We know. Okay? It's just using your brain is all it is. Home to be discovered. Sir Gregory Home. So this is Home. I think who sent a letter to and bring me on the behest of Lord Mortimer. Baring of Nottingham. He is a very influential British aristocrat, confirmed a royalist. Sir Gregory Home spent his career extending the influence of the United Kingdom throughout the world. From the flourishing East India Company to the Spanish trading posts in America, he stamped his hallmark on key decisions made of the world's preeminent economic power. In England, he contributed to the reduction of the national debt, and being very attached with family values, he invested time in the working class, creating charity schools in order to offer a decent education to the future links in the next industrial revolution. A network builder, Home always finds pleasure in attending the social gatherings of his old friend, Lord Mortimer. So, I mean, it's not exactly that Lord Mortimer is a bad dude, but it is suspect. Piaggi, by the way. Piaggi Giuseppe. Is that Lord Mortimer could just be this guy in which my mother just disappears in. It is my mother who's the investigator. So, anyways, back to the game.
Don't worry. Emily is from the English branch of the Golden Order.
And President Washington is in fact the leader of the Order in the United States.
I didn't know.
Sorry to have made you wait, but I didn't want to speak in front of the others.
You did well. Secrecy and discretion are the pillars of our organization.
If I can help in any way at all, please don't hesitate to ask, my lad. And if you have any other questions, now's the time.
Sure. So, I guess now I remember Emily, and that Emily is in charge of the English/British branch of the Order. We're in charge of the one in Denver, Colorado. No, we're in charge of the one in France. He just happens to sound like he's from Boston, Mass. No, he does not sound like he's from Boston, Mass. But he just happens to sound like he's Floridian. I'm just kidding. He doesn't sound Floridian either. He's French. Tell me more about this Mortimer. What does Emily know of my mother? Let's do this one.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
Lord Mortimer is a remarkable man. He's wealthy and is advisor to the very highly placed. Your mother is the head of the Order in France. It doesn't surprise me that he asked her to come.
Lord Mortimer greatly contributed to financing my electoral campaign, for example. But I want this to be clear, without ever seeking to gain an advantage.
And that is to his credit.
Yes, you can trust him. He will do everything in his power to help you find Sarah.
Mr. Washington, you seem to be very familiar with my mother.
Papa? Papa Washington?
Where did you first meet her?
I met Sarah during the War of Independence on American soil. She was introduced to me by a mutual acquaintance, and I must say that her sound advice prevented me from making some terrible mistakes. She may not be a soldier, but believe me, she deserves a statue as much as Lafayette does.
Well, I didn't see that one coming. There's no doubt Mother has many secrets that are still hidden.
Right. Would it be too much if I asked you a few more questions?
Not at all. Go ahead, but I can't promise I'll remember everything.
May I ask, when you saw each other, what did you talk about?
He sounds like he's from Long Island. I'm kidding, I kid. Or the Golden Order, perhaps. May I ask, when you saw each other, what did you talk about?
My mother has always been fascinated by strange powers. Did she talk to you about anything like that?
Yes. Her facility for discerning truths from rumor served me well. Such as preventing massacres, like the one at Salem, from happening again. Or convincing people that horsemen cannot ride around without heads. What was it that she used to say now?
Keep an open and logical mind?
Yes, that's it.
Thank you, sir. I was hoping to speak with Lord Mortimer. At least now I have some information, thanks to you.
I repeat, Lord Mortimer is a man of his word. You won't be disappointed. And I am persuaded that your mother's research is his main concern.
And what if my mother has left the island? Do the others in the Order know? Do you think?
Mother still is at the head of the Golden Order. I find it difficult to believe that she came to this island without notifying the other members.
As for myself, I did not know. I am here at the request of Sir Holm, a situation regarding the Crown of England to resolve, and to see what Lord Mortimer has to propose to us.
As for me, Lord Mortimer asked me here to speak about the future of America. I did not know that your mother would even be among us. In any case, no one has yet mentioned associating the Order.
We haven't found many clues yet.
Oh, God.
But I did find a book that belongs to my mother.
Where did you find it?
That's what worries me. I found it hidden on the wharf.
Do you think she was preparing to discreetly leave?
I don't know.
An extremely likely proposition.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Don't worry, Louis. I'm sure nothing bad has happened to her.
Yes, I hope not.
Careful, they're coming back.
Whoa, who's that gnarly looking person?
Well, I am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent.
That's probably what happened to Louis.